Here's a name I can say from the Eradicator.
People of the verse, hello and welcome to this channel. This is the Eradicator, and today we are going to talk about my favorite upcoming ship. And no, it's not the Karak. I know that a lot of you are really expecting the Karak really soon. Gib Karak, right? Well, it's coming, guys. We know it's coming. Star Season Alpha 3.8.2, right? It's supposed to be in the PTU probably by this week, since we're already past mid-February, and February is a short month. So they still have about 12 days to get it ready in the PTU and release it. So we should probably get it by this week, probably at the latest on Friday night. So be patient, guys. The Karak is coming. However, what is really difficult for me to be patient about is the very first Crusader Industries ship that is scheduled to come this year. Of course, we are going to have Crusader Industries ships because Planet Crusader is going to go in the verse for Star Season Alpha 4.0 by the end of June, right? The end of Q2. And of course, because Planet Crusader is where Crusader Industries is located. This is the very first planet that is going to have a headquarter of a ship manufacturer. So this is actually quite something big, guys, something really important out there for all of you ship lovers. So that's why if you are a Crusader Industries enthusiast, Planet Crusader is extremely important, and because this is where Crusader Industries is located, and of course we ought to have some Crusader Industries ship coming up in the verse. And this is why today we are going to talk about the Mercury Star Runner from Crusader Industries, which, according to some of the latest posts that we have seen on roverspaceindustries.com as well as Spectrum, is scheduled to come for Star Season Alpha 4.1. Now, why not Alpha 4.0? Well, they've already got their hands busy. We still need to see the so-called staggered development and staggered ship development, working. But apparently, because of that, that's why they're already starting working on the C2 Hercules, as we have seen before. We still don't know when the C2 Hercules is going to be. Is it going to? Originally, it was supposed to be for 4.0. It was delayed. It's not 4.0 anymore. Is it going to be 4.1, just like the Mercury, or is it going to be 4.2 by the end of the year? We don't really know, right? I guess we'll figure it out when the 4.1 will make it to the roadmap soon, TM, right? So that's why today's video is going to be about the Mercury, which, from what we know right now, is the very first ship from Crusader Industries that we are going to have in the verse. So to get started here, I'm going to talk about the Mercury from a gameplay point of view. A lot of you guys are saying that, oh, we don't really need the Mercury because it is a data runner, like a little bit like what we're having with the Herald. Right now, the Herald is just good to go from point A to point B. Actually, it's not really that good because it's only good to go on straight lines, but if you want to turn, it's already a little bit difficult, right? But no, this is not what the Mercury is all about. Now, first, it is supposed to have 96 SCU of cargo capacity, but people don't really buy the Mercury because of its cargo capacity. I mean, you could have a constellation for the same amount of cargo capacity, and you'd have so much more firepower because it's actually quite a weak ship in terms of combat. It's probably going to have decent shields, but it only has 2 guns in the front and a turret as well. So you're not really going to dogfight with the Mercury. That's not the purpose. The Mercury is supposed to be able to transport cargo and go fast from point A to point B. It's going about 15% faster than a constellation. So it's actually not bad at all for a small cargo ship, I suppose, or a blockade runner as they call it. No, the real purpose of the Mercury gameplay-wise is actually something that we could use in the game right now. Is it has some really good smuggling capacity. The Mercury is famous for having some hidden compartments, if you see what I mean, where when, for example, NPCs are scanning you, they won't be able to see whatever you put inside. And this is something that we could really use in the game right now, because let's say you take some of the personal missions, where you get to go to some shady places and pick up some suspicious looking packages, and eventually, you get stopped, you get interdicted by the police. The police is scanning you, and they said that you have illicit goods, and they basically give you a crime stat and want to arrest you for that, right? If you have a Mercury Star Runner, then you will not just you won't just randomly put your boxes in the cargo hold. You'll be able to put those boxes in the secure special compartments that will not be scannable from the police, and this is what is going to be allow you to take those missions, from the personal tab from point A to point B. You will be able to be stopped by the police as long as they don't board you and get inside the ship to find out what you really have inside. Then you'll be safe. So, yeah, sure, I'm stopping. See, I have nothing in my ship, but actually you do, right? So this is something that we will already be able to do with the Mercury, even though, right, data running is still not going to be a thing. Now, the next advantage of the Mercury, as we just mentioned before, is not just its cargo capacity, but it's also its speed, and especially given how aerodynamic it is. I mean, look at this beauty here, how beautiful it is. Despite being asymmetrical, it is going to be quite aerodynamic, which is actually one of the main features of pretty much all of the Crusader Industries ship, because of the nature of the manufacturer itself. I mean, being located on a gas giant, you definitely want to fly fast there, otherwise you'll be slowed down by the atmosphere. So I think that this is a ship, especially if you're into mid-size hauling, into the 100 SU capacity-ish, if you have the choice between a Constellation and a Mercury. If you're going to some of those planets, you either want to trade at Microtech, you want to trade at, for example, on ArcCorp, or maybe perhaps you have interesting things to buy at Lorville, on Hurston, then you definitely want to ship that is aerodynamic, because it is going to make a huge difference when you land and take off. And so the Mercury is going to allow you to achieve speeds that you would never dream of having if you are flying something like a Constellation, or even, well, I would say Caterpillar, because it's not that bad a Constellation, or even maybe a Freelancer. So that's why I think that the Mercury will also have all of its plates. It's not going to be too early to release the Mercury. In fact, it's going to be really the perfect time. So also for cargo running, I think it is also going to be a great idea. And last but not least, it was said actually quite a long time ago that the Mercury Star Runner will be the very first ship of the Crusader Industries line, even though we have seen the Hercules in the roadmap in the past, and we have seen some white box work done on the C2 Hercules in last week's Inside Star Citizen. Still, nevertheless, I would not be surprised to see if the Mercury Star Runner is actually the very first ship of the Crusader Industry line to be released into the verse, and that it is going to set, I would say, the gold standard for all of the other Crusader Industries ships. There's not a lot of them. There's probably going to be the Crusader C2 Hercules coming after the Mercury, and after that is probably going to be the Ares, because they did say that quite a lot of work has been done on the Ares as well. So probably we're going to have the Mercury first, which is going to define the style, the guidelines for the next Crusader ships. And once the Mercury is out, it is going to be much easier for Cloud Imperium to release the other ships of the Crusaders Industries lineup, which is really something that the verse is lacking right now, because we've got lots of ships from all of the other manufacturers, and Crusaders Industries is pretty much like the only ship that is not featured in the verse. So that's why it's going to be out. Also, Star Citizen Alpha 4.1 is going to be when for marketing purposes, right? Star Citizen 4.1 is going to coincide with the next CitizenCon, with this year's CitizenCon, which will be in Los Angeles. You are going to have to expect Crusaders Industries to sponsor CitizenCon and maybe the Intergalactic Expo that is going to follow the CitizenCon. Probably we should expect Star Citizen Alpha 3. Star Citizen Alpha 4.1 to be released by CitizenCon, which is going to be on October 10th, by the way, in Los Angeles. And this is going to be to coincide with the release of the Mercury Star Runner. In my opinion, we'll see it first in action during the presentation, and then it will be available in our hands. This is pure speculation, of course, but this is what I believe is going to be. Either way, by the way, I did talk about it in my prediction, this year's prediction, by the way. I'll put the link in the description down below if you want to see what I'm predicting for the year 2020. So far, it seems that a lot of things that I did predict earlier this year are going to happen, so quite proud of myself, guys. I guess I'm gonna have some bragging rights to say, yeah, said it first in this channel. Anyway, guys, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for hitting that like and that subscribe button, guys. I really appreciate it a lot. I'm also appreciating my Patreons a lot. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting me on the crowdfunding website Patreon. Speaking of that, this month I've got a giveaway for my Patreons. I'm giving away money. I am giving away $50 $10 in gift cards. All you need to do to get a chance of winning is to be a Patreon member and to support this channel starting at $1 a month. It really helps me a lot and it is really appreciated. Also, to everybody who is a subscriber of this channel, I am giving away a Mustang Beta thanks to Dragon Ghost, a member of this community who is actually giving away this Mustang Beta. All you need to do to get a chance of winning is to subscribe to the channel and to comment to any videos posted this month. The winner will be announced early March as well. Good luck to everybody, and that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching once again. This is the Eradicator. I'll see you tomorrow for more Star Citizen videos. This is the Eradicator. I've already said it, yeah. I'm signing out.